Hello, welcome back to another live tutorial for the basket ebook. To be clear, this is our very last one, so make sure you stay till the end because this is also your last chance to win some prizes. And I sure hope you hit the share button so that way we can get hopefully over 100 viewers and therefore give away 3 prizes instead of just 2. So, did you guys share yet? Did you hit the like button? Did you subscribe? Thank you guys all for being here. I'm really excited. If you've gotten the ebook already and I haven't celebrated you yet, let me know below. If you've gotten the ebook and you would like to leave a review, you can also do that in the comments and that way I can share it later. And let's talk about our agenda really quickly. We're going to make the beginning part of this planned hanging basket, so not the entire pattern, but the beginning part of it. So once you get the hang of that part, the rest of it should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, for those who have already gotten the ebook, make sure you re-download the PDF now, since all the links for the video tutorials were added now, so you're good to go to re-download it and you have everything set perfectly. There was also one link that was incorrect for one of the yarns, so I fixed that as well while I was at it. So let me know if you guys have any questions, but after we've done the planned basket, we hop right over to talking about this ebook one more time because the sale ends tonight. So you do want to know if this ebook is for you, and if it is, you want to take advantage of the sale, of course, right? And at the very end, we're giving away prizes. So I'm so excited to be here. Hello, everyone. All right. Stacy says she loves the pattern. Yay! Have you checked it out yet? I do want to point out that the written instructions for the pattern is currently only available in the ebook, so it is not available anywhere else. So you're only going to get part of the video tutorial, part of the pattern as a video tutorial today. So just that you know. Tina also loves the hanging basket. Yay! There are 2 in the ebook, but I will point those out later. This is one of them, okay? So are you guys ready? Let's get started. Okay, so I have the yarn here ready. I did put the link for this yarn in the comments section. So this is Mary Maxim's home yarn. I do not know if they still have the beige. I cannot guarantee you if they do or not, but they do have a few different colors. So I'm using this yarn. This is 68% cotton and 32% polyamide. I do want to point out, if you've never used this yarn before, it is like a tube and it has polyfill on the inside, which is kind of cool. So I believe the cotton is on the outside, pretty much like, you know, an I-cord, I guess you want to call it, like a tube, literally like a tube. And it's filled with polyfill, and that's probably the polyamide of that percentage that I was talking about is probably the part on the inside. So anyways, are you guys ready? So that's the yarn I'm using. That was also the original yarn for this hanging basket. So we're only going to make a little part of this just for you to get started on it, okay? Maureen got the ebook, woohoo, on the screen, of this side of the screen. I don't have the confetti. So Maureen, if you want the confetti later, just tell me later when I switch the screen back to the full size of me, and then I can celebrate you with the confetti. So anyway, so we're going to get started right here. If you want to close up the hole here on the bottom, you can totally do that. It's totally fine. But otherwise, you can either leave it open or close it, and then we're going to work our way out. It's probably better to leave it open a little bit, you know, due to tension is probably going to make it that way. And it has 5 sides, okay? So actually, is that 5? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. I needed to recount for a second here. I was like, am I seeing this right? Yes, it's 5. So we're going to get started immediately. Dawn also got the ebook. Woohoo! Let's see. Karen says, is it really a number 5 yarn? I would say yes. I would definitely say it is a number 5 yarn because it is quite thick with the polyfill on the inside. So yes, I would not say this is a number 4. Definitely a number 5 yarn, Karen. Karen. I'm using a 9mm hook. I'm using a new hook that I've never used before, so let's see how this one goes. I have many different 9mm, but just wanted to try this one out, so let's test it out. I got this during Prime deal. I noticed yesterday when I was trying to share a link to it that it doesn't exist on Amazon anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. So if you want a similar version of that, you can email me. I found a different version of it, different color. Not exactly the same package, but if you want that, I'm happy to share the link with you. This is something where you can take off the tip and then replace it with a different one. All right, so let's get started on the pattern. I have it here in front of me so that way I can reference it because I do not have it memorized. All right, we're going to start with a magic ring and we're going to do a chain of 2, okay? So that chain of 2 will not count as a stitch. It's just there to support the linked crochet. In case I did not mention it, there's linked crochet featured in this pattern. Yes, it is. Is it needed to be there? No, it's not. Does it make it look prettier? Yes, in my opinion at least. So anyways, how does this yarn work up easy? Yes, it does. And it's stretchy too. It's a little, I don't know if you can tell, it's stretchy, a little tiny bit. Not too much, but a little tiny bit. I like working with it. It's really fun to work with. And the cool thing is, because it's a tube, it doesn't split. The yarn doesn't split. All right, so we're going to get started on a second chain from the hook, and we're going to pull up our loop. And remember, we're making linked double crochet stitches. So that yarn over right here that I did through that second chain from the hook is our yarn over for the double crochet stitch. You're going to insert into the hook, into the ring, and you're going to pull up another loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that is your first linked double crochet stitch. So we're going to make 3 together and then a chain of 2 and repeat that process. Okay, so you're going to look for that horizontal bar, which with this yarn is very easy to see. I do want to zoom in just a hint so you can see it a little bit better, but you can see that horizontal bar very nicely. So insert the hook right there, yarn over and pull through. This is your yarn over for the double crochet, but it is linked to the previous stitch. Insert into the ring, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. This is your second linked double crochet stitch. And let's do one more. I do want to point out, in case you're curious, or you're like, wait a second, that looks like Tunisian crochet, and you're trying to argue with me. It was like, why do you call it linked crochet? Well, it looks like Tunisian. Linked crochet is part of the Tunisian crochet family, but it uses a regular crochet hook, okay? And it's pretty much a shortened version of the Tunisian simple stitch, but we are looking at it in this direction versus this direction, if that makes sense, okay? So yes, linked crochet is part of the Tunisian crochet family, but its own little category, okay? It's, you know, if you're in a forest and there's a certain area that has more pine trees, you don't say the pine trees are, you know, they're not part of it. They're still part of it. They're just its own category. All right. So once you have your 3 linked double crochet stitches done, you're going to make a chain of 2. So 1 and 2, and now we're going to make this area here 4 more times around it, but with a little tiny change. So we started here with a chain of 2. Well, we're already at the height of this, so we don't need a chain of 2. We're going to start with a regular double crochet here. So regular double, there's no linking here because otherwise you don't have that nice little gap there in between, right? So once you have your double crochet stitch, you're now going to look for that, well, it's not really horizontal, but you can use it as a horizontal bar. It's more a little bit of a diagonal. So that center bar right there, you're going to grab it, yarn over and pull through, insert into the ring, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to finish it up like a double crochet stitch. So now you turned that regular double into a linked one, if that makes sense. So the regular double crochet stitch, you're linking it to the next one. So this one is your linked double. Okay, so let's do this one more time, and that is our second repeat done. So we need 5 of them in total. So 1, 2. Okay, so a chain of 2 is in between. Let me pull some of my yarn. so that way I have enough. All right, let's do this 3 more times, a little bit sped up. Since you now know how to do it, you're going to do a double crochet stitch, then you're going to connect 2 linked double crochet stitches right next to it. So this is number 1. And then here is number 2. Okay, so now our second repeat is done. All right, I'm noticing one thing already on this hook. It is untwisting a little tiny bit. Not sure I'm liking that. It could be just my hook. I don't know. Maybe it's the pressure of the yarn because it's a little bit thicker. But I'm noticing it's, you know, moving in here a little bit. In case you're curious, that can happen. It is a twisted hook anyway, so yeah, maybe that's a natural thing. I haven't used with many twisted hooks before. Usually I don't, so maybe that's just me. But you can kind of hear it. Can you hear it in between? Anyways, so we have now, how many sets do we have done? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 more to go. So I'm going to push this over here a little bit so there's a little bit more room. Okay, let's do 1 more repeat here. So here's your double crochet stitch, and then we're going to add 2 more linked double crochet stitches after that. So always linking to that horizontal bar that you have in the center of the previous stitch. So don't forget your last chain of 2. You're going to close the hole as much as you can. It's going to leave it open a little bit, and that's completely normal that you want a little tiny hole there on the bottom, and you're also going to see a little bit of a wave. That is normal too, okay? Susan just got the ebook. Let's go. I am so happy. Angel says, I just love the live tutorial with the pattern opened up right in front of me. Thanks. That makes things more make sense. Yes, I can't read today. So if I make something funny, it is totally normal. I have a knot on my tongue today. All right, you're going to do a slip stitch. I like to do the invisible slip stitch. So if you don't know what that is, remove your hook from your loop, insert it from the back to the front through the very first stitch, right on the top there, which is the linked double crochet stitch, and then pull it back. Then you insert your hook again, and we're going to go into the next round. Okay, so this is the very first round done. Now in the next round, and I put a little note into the pattern, it says start each round in the previous chain space. So I need you to remember that. So it also makes it a little bit cleaner. Okay, so this was our previous chain space. So instead of going this direction, you're going to start right here, and you're going to have a corner in each of these. Okay, so that one you're going to split up on the very first one. So let's do that. So we're going to start with a chain of 2 because we're starting with linked double crochet stitches again, and you're going to connect it to that second chain from the hook as we've done before. Yarn over and pull through, and now go back into that chain space. Okay, and you're going to pull up a loop and finish up your stitch like a normal linked double crochet stitch. This is your first one. You can push it over a little bit. There is some room to add a second one right in that chain space right there. Okay, so that is now half a corner done. We're going to finish that half of the corner on the way around. Okay, so when we get back over here, we're going to do another half corner. Okay, yes, it does kind of look like a star for now. Yes, it sure does. Okay, so let's go into the next corner. So you're going to skip the next 3 stitches. Do you see those 3 stitches? 1, 2, 3. Skip them. Okay, you're going into that next chain space, and there's no chains here in between, and we're going to start with a double crochet stitch. Oops, I forgot my yarn over. Yarn over, double crochet stitch, because we need to connect it we need to have a foundation, right? Because we're tall, we're not making chains or anything. We needed a double crochet stitch, and we're connecting our linked stitches to it. We want that little bit of a gap right there. That's why we're not doing a linked crochet stitch first. So you're going to connect the linked double crochet stitch to the double crochet stitch that you just made. Okay, and there we have now 2. You're going to make a chain of 2. And you're going to repeat this exact process one more time in that same chain space. Okay, so double crochet stitch and linked double crochet stitch. Okay, so now we have one of the corners done. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so double linked, chain of 2, double linked. Got it? All right, so let's see. Sarah's saying she's cleaning the office today to make place so I can work on my crochet. I totally get that. I'm glad you're listening to me though. Let's go into the next corner right here. Again, start with a double crochet stitch and then a linked double crochet stitch right next to it. Again, a chain of 2 right after, and repeat this process. So double and linked double, always connecting it to that bar you see on that double crochet stitch. Okay, so next corner done, and we're going into the following one, and we're going to repeat this as we just did. So double, then linked double, and then chain of 2 and double and linked double. So always linking back to that double crochet stitch. All right, so this is how it looks like so far. Still kind of look like the star, right? All right. All right, my arm is getting a little sore. This hook is a little bit heavier than I'm used to. I'm feeling my muscles. All right, we're going to have a double crochet stitch again, linked double, okay? Then chain of 2. And again, double and linked double. Here we go. It looks like we have one more to go. Actually, it's half a corner that we have to go, right? We did most of these already. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to finish that half corner, okay? So let's do that. We're going to do a double crochet stitch in that first one that we already did, but we need to finish it, right? We only did half of it. So we did a double and a linked double, and then a chain of 2, 1, 2, and connect it to the first stitch. And I like to do the invisible slip stitch, so I take my hook out, go into the first stitch made, and pull my loop back after I made the chain of 2. Don't forget the chain of 2. Sometimes we do forget them. Okay, so this is how it looks like so far. Okay, now we're going to do one more round together, and then we're going to stop, because at this point it should be very straightforward. Am I right? Okay, let's do round 3 together. Remember, there was a note that it says you always start at that corner or at the chain of 2 space. So we're going to make a chain of 2, and we're going to connect a linked double crochet stitch but into that chain of 2, and we're going to add one more to it. Okay, so again, through that horizontal bar, pull up a loop into the chain of 2 space, pull up a loop, and finish it up like a linked double. So again, this is our half corner done. Okay, we're going to finish that half corner at the very end. All right, so Sandra says the first round has a group of 3. Let's see. First round, let's see. And the second round has 2. Yes, because you're changing it a little bit. Yes, that's correct. In the beginning we have 3, and then afterwards we have 2. Yes, it changed a little bit, Sandra. I wrote the pattern on purpose like this. You know why? Because if you keep going with 3, you're going to make a flat piece. But the idea is that eventually it turns it into a basket. So you need to reduce the amount of stitches that you have and not do so many increases, right? So there is a slight increase happening here. So you are adding sub stitches to it, but you are not continually adding so many. So that way it does turn into like a chevron. You're going to start seeing that in a second, which is why you guys called it a star, right? But it goes upward, because otherwise it won't be a basket. If you continue doing 3, then it's not going to be a basket. It's going to be a flat piece. Is that making sense? We want a basket, so it's going to build upwards in a second. Okay, so let's see. What did I just do? I did half a corner. Let's go into the next one. So it says now 1 linked double. So right next to it is 1 stitch right there. You're going to make another linked double. Okay, so pay attention. We're not skipping any of these stitches right now. We're only skipping a few of them. Okay, so you're going to do here in that half corner, we started with 2 linked doubles. In the next stitch right there, you're going to do another linked double. Okay, so right here, connected to that horizontal bar, go into that stitch and a linked double. So technically you have 3 in a row now, right? However, 2 of them are in that corner, 1 is next to it. Now you're going to skip those 2 stitches, and I wrote it down in the pattern like that. Hang on, I got to pull some more yarn. Its pole is running away from me. So we're starting that chevron now, okay? So skip these 2 stitches right there, and we're going to start now with a double crochet stitch, okay? So into that next one needs to be a double crochet stitch, because we want that gap. If we don't have that gap, we would connect it over here to the previous one, but it wouldn't look right, okay? So let's keep going. We have that first double crochet stitch after we skipped 2 stitches. So double. Now we're going to connect it to the double by going into that corner again, okay? So connect to that double crochet stitch and then go into the corner and make your 2 linked double crochet stitches right there, okay? So, and then you have a chain of 2, 1, 2, and now you're going to make another double crochet stitch right there. So double, and you're gonna do a linked double next to it, okay? So at this point, we're starting to do the repeat, as you probably noticed, because this is half a corner over here. This part, this is a full corner, but this part's half, and we did that over here. So now we're starting to do this repeat, right? You're going into the next stitch, and you're gonna make a linked double crochet stitch. So after the corner is another stitch right there. Do you see that? Corner done, 1 more stitch next to it. You're going to skip 2 stitches, and then you have a double crochet stitch right here, like so. And then you're going to do a linked double, but now starting in the corner. So 2 linked doubles actually into the corner after you did the double. And you're starting to see a basket appear. You start seeing it kind of bend up. So the basket is starting to form, okay? It's because we're skipping some stitches here. So again, this is half a corner. So chain of 2, now double crochet stitch and linked double in that same chain of 2 space. So we now finished our corner. So these 2 stitches, chain of 2, and these 2 stitches make the corner. But there's a stitch before, and there needs to be a stitch after. Okay, right here. And that area, by the way, keeps expanding as you go up a little bit, and you see that chevron appear a little bit more. There's 2 stitches going to be skipped, then double again, and we start over with this whole process, okay? We have 2 linked doubles in that corner. This is 1, this is the second, and then a chain of 2, and we have a double and a chain of 2. Excuse me, not a chain of 2, a linked double, and we have 1 more linked double next to it. So right here, right outside of the corner, there's 1 more stitch. That stitch, there's going to be more stitches as you go up a little bit. So right now it's 1 stitch. I believe in the next round is going to be 2 stitches. But here in that center piece where they kind of combine right here, those 2 stitches will be skipped. Again, here linked double, just double. Then it's 2 linked doubles into the corner. And then we have the chain of 2. Are there any questions so far? Chain of 2. Then it's a double. It should be very straightforward. Am I right? Let me know if there's any questions. Okay, so after that double, you make 1 more linked double. And then right here is another stitch right outside of the corner. And it's a linked double. So we're almost there. I believe we have 1 more corner to finish. Yes, the very last corner we have to finish, or first. And so we have 2 skipped stitches here. There's 1 double crochet stitch. And we have 2 more linked doubles to do into that corner, because we started the corner. We need to finish the corner, okay? So right here, we're going to finish it. And like so. Then chain of 2, and then we're going to make a slip stitch as before. So you start seeing that bowl, or let me say basket, appear a little bit more, right, as you go along. So you would now start again in that chain of 2 space as before, and you continue up. Do you see the bowl shape? It's kind of cute. So the basket is starting to take shape. So now that you have that rhythm down, rows 4, 5, and so forth should be easy going, okay? So there shouldn't be any problems. I'm going to double check that I think I noticed that there's a couple of doubles that missing an L. So I'm going to go in and fix that right after so that the pattern is not going to be confusing. Let's see. Louise is asking, how big is a planter that would hold this? I would say this has actually some wiggle room in terms of how much it can hold, because the basket kind of can expand a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom out just a hint so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so I believe so you can see that the bowl is not a perfect, it doesn't have like a bottom, if that makes sense. It doesn't have a perfect bottom and then it goes up, right? It kind of goes in an angle upward, which gives you a little bit more wiggle room on how big the plant let's say pot you want to add into can fit. So I would suggest on average, I think it would hold 5 to probably almost 7 inches in diameter. I think the max I tested was, I believe, 6, but I think there's more wiggle room than that. So this is 6. Look, it's just the way it's sitting right there. 6 can fit. So with a little stretch, I think 7 can fit there too. Okay, so I would say probably between 5 and 7 inches in diameter in terms of plant pots that can fit in there. I think that should be good. Therefore, it gives you a wide variety of plant pots that you can add onto it. Now, I did remove my little hooks here, but there are going to be like little extensions that you add onto at the very end, and then you go all the way around with some single crochet stitches for a little bit stability. And here you would add some rings to it. You can add regular rings that you use for your keys, or you can add metal rings that you cannot take off, right? There are some that you can purchase that usually are used for bags or something like that. And then once you have your rings, I typically use 1 or 5 rings, depending on my mood, depending on how I want it to look like. You can use 1, but in that case, you need to make sure it's one that you can remove, right? So once you have them all done, you can put all of these together onto one ring. Again, this is up to you. This is a look, right? It depends on the look you're going for. You can add all of these together onto one ring. Let's say a key ring, right? Something you can remove. Or you add 5 of them and then you hang a hook onto it. Does that make sense? So either way, you can open this up to take out the plant if you want to do it that way. It's up to you. Okay, there's this question. Beverly says, sorry, I was late, but how do you prevent it from stretching? Which part stretching? Okay, it'll stretch a little bit. Stitches will always stretch a little bit, okay? But there is a stopping point. At some point, it can't stretch any further. I do want to point out that the yarn right here uses cotton, okay? Not 100% cotton, but the outside part is cotton and the inside part is polyamide, okay? Which is the stuffing inside. So, which means that cotton on itself, for the fabric, the fiber that it is, it's actually non-stretchy. A cotton itself is non-stretchy. Now it is a tube, so there is a little bit, a teeny tiny bit of stretch, but not much. Once the stretch is to its fullest, it can't go any further, if that makes sense, okay? The other part that will stretch a little bit might be your stitch. But again, it's cotton. It's not going to overstretch. It's not like wool or whatever, or acrylic or something else that can stretch and then looks weird in the end. It is cotton. So if you wanted to prevent it from overstretching, then use the same yarn as I did or some version of it that has cotton in it, because again, cotton is non-stretchy on its own as a fiber. So therefore it should work fine, okay? So once you have a certain amount in there in terms of weight, it'll stop, right? It can't go any further because of the cotton. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. I'm just looking if there was another one that I missed. I think I got all of it. Okay, you could probably add some starch to it or something, because cotton allows you to have some starch. You can add some glue to it to harden it a little bit. But personally, I like that movability on it. I like the part of it that looks a little bit more elegant. So I don't know if I would add any starch or glue to it to harden it up. Plus, it prevents you from switching it out to other plant pots. So as I said, this doesn't have like a perfect bottom. I made it rounded and going out in an angle to give you the versatility of adding different size pot plants or plant pots. So as I said, between 5 and 7 inches is great in terms of diameter. So if you harden it, it's going to be stiff and it's not going to hold all the sizes if you want to switch it out. I hope that answers all the questions regarding this plant holder. But laying it down, by the way, looks like this. So it does fold up nicely, and then you can put it away if you feel like you don't want to use it anymore. I feel like I want to make a bunch of these and hang them throughout the house. I don't have a lot of real plants because, you know, cat. But I have a lot of fake plants, and that would be nice to hang them up. Just make sure when you have fake plants that you wash them once in a while. You know, like take them outside, hose them down, let them dry, and then put them back up and make it look pretty. I don't know. I just love these so much, and these look really perfect, like in a corner. If you want to like display something, I don't know. They're beautiful. So let me know if you love this pattern. Does it look so pretty? By the way, this is a real plant. I don't have a green thumb. I don't have a green thumb. Mine is more colorful than that. It's not green. So unless my plant is outside, they usually don't survive very well inside the house. Unfortunately, I don't have enough lighting coming into the house in order to make that happen. So this plant doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, it looks so pretty though. But anyways, this is a real plant. So it looks really pretty. I absolutely love it. So yeah, definitely this pot, I believe if my memory's right, is a 5-inch in diameter. So anyways, okay, there was a question. Leticia saying, can you use macrame to make this pattern? Yes, I would say macrame if my memory is correct, but you know, correct me if I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure macrame yarn or thread or whatever you want to call it is cotton. So there's definitely no stretching happening there. So can you use it? I would say 100% yes. Definitely you can use that. Gloria says, looks like it would be fast to make. It is very fast to make. I designed this in like one sitting in probably 30 minutes and I was done. And the funny part is I did not have to make a lot of adjustments. Like I just went with it. I was like, oh, this could look good in the corner. Let's try that. Let's try that. And then suddenly I had the pattern done. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't even frog it or anything. It looks just like perfect. This was done in one try. I was so proud of myself. Within 30 minutes, I had a pattern done. I was like, cool. And it looks elegant too. So yes, very fast to crochet. Louise loves it. Yay. Michelle loves it too, especially with the linked crochet. The linked crochet provides a little extra stability on top of it. So it also makes it cool because certain parts are more tighter and then certain parts are more open, which makes the open parts a little bit more popping, right? Because the linked crochet parts of it are together and the rest of it is open. So it actually makes it really look cool. Let's see. Maureen says, I love it. And the rest of them in the ebook. Yes. And Carol loves the pattern too. I am so excited. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the patterns in this ebook, right? There are so many of them. And I know you all love baskets, but I know one of the things that a lot of people say in terms of baskets is they don't like it when they don't stand up or hold their shape, right? They also don't like it when there's no video tutorials included, when they have to deal with ads, when the pattern is boring, or if it's not like multifunctional or reversible or have some really cool features to it. So if you want patterns that literally are eye-catching and they come with videos and you don't have to deal with ads, and they are stable, well, besides one of them, but I'll point it out. That's on purpose though. So if you want a really cool patterns in terms of baskets and you love baskets, I know baskets are very popular right now because it gives you plenty of opportunities to gift it to someone, to, you know, upstyle your home or even donate it or sell it, right? This is like the perfect time for this. I don't know. I love baskets the same way as I love bags. Okay, let me go through some of the patterns that we have, but I want to point out something very important as we go through the ebook that you understand. Whoopsie daisy, grabbed the wrong one. This I want you to understand, okay? Because it not only comes with a lot of different size baskets, and you'll see that in a second, different sizes, different functionalities, different shapes. But as we go through the patterns, I want you to remember a few things. Number one, the patterns are very detailed and have large font. Okay, we're talking size 14. It's very easy to read. It's easy to go back and forth for your eyes to go and crochet your project while you're looking at the pattern. It's easy, okay? The other thing I want you to remember is it comes with video tutorials, okay? I believe, if my memory is right, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every single pattern has at least one video tutorial. There's only one pattern I remember it doesn't, but it's very easy to do. So it's just single crochet stitches. So there's no tutorial needed for it, right? And the video tutorials and the material list, as well as the table of content is clickable, so you can tap and jump. It also has a main menu button, so you can always jump back to the table of content. And on top of that, you can print it too. So it is like a 2-in-1. So I know some of you always ask, can I just have a physical copy? You can make that happen on your own and save a lot of money. Plus, you have it at the same time. You have the digital file and you can use it as like a really fun experience, like a learning program. And you can print it out yourself. And I'll show you in a second my printed version too, so you can see how it's going to look like if you wish to do it the same way as I do. You're not required, but you can. Okay, so let me show you some of the patterns that are included in this ebook. And quick reminder again, this ebook is only on sale until tonight. Midnight. Okay, that's when the last time is that you have a chance to get it. So make sure you take advantage of this before the coupon code expires. Okay, so let's go through all 40 patterns. Yes, there's 40 patterns included in this ebook. With the coupon code, it's less than $20. So the first 10 you see right here are brand new, okay? Brand new. I just published them only in the ebook, so you can't find them anywhere else. Well, besides the treasure chest, but again, currently the only way to get it ad-free as like a PDF is in this ebook. So even though the treasure chest is on my website for free to view, you can't print it and it has ads. So this is your only version of ad-free right now as of this moment, okay? So number 1 is a circular basket. Tell me how elegant this is, because I personally think it is so elegant. It is like such a stunning piece. Like you can stand it up, put it on the side, and just like, it's an eye-catching piece. You can also use it as a baggie because I added some handles to it. I feel like this is something I would probably go through the fields, right? And then pick some wildflowers and collect them in there. This is probably also a good basket if you have some gardening going on and you can just put some of your veggies or fruit in there. I don't know. I mean, just make sure you keep it clean. Maybe add a lining to it if you do that, right? So it's easy to wipe down. Maybe add some plastic lining inside to keep your crochet actually look pretty. But I think it's so pretty, right? And it's light. It uses rewind yarn, so it's very light. It's not a heavy basket. It's a very lightweight basket. It's literally something you can crumble up, put in a corner, and then when you're ready to use it again, you literally just pull a little bit and it doesn't have wrinkles or anything. It's like really cool. It uses rewind yarn. I highly recommend using rewind yarn for anything in terms of baskets. There are so many opportunities to use it. It's really light. Anyways, we also have these baskets right here, which are more on the lighter side. This one is more on the darker side. So number 2 is the flower wave basket, which I think is really cool. It's like a regular basket, added some cool waves all the way around. And I have a video tutorial for that. We did it a few days ago. And I showed you how to embroider on the flower too, which is super duper cool, right? Number 3, I personally think is great for a baby room, especially if you have a rainbow baby or if you know someone that has a rainbow baby. I happen to be a rainbow baby, so I probably would have appreciated that as a little girl. But I just love this so much. It looks really, really cute. It's a regular basket, but we added some really cool rainbows to it. And we have a video tutorial for the rainbow too. It has a wire inside to make the rainbow stand up perfectly, right? And then we also have number 5 and 7 that also, and number 8 also uses wire for really good stability. But there are a few different purposes for it, okay? I'll get in the comment section in a second. Number 5 and number 7 use the wire only to make the shape look pretty, okay? So for example, number 5, if you don't use wire, the star is not going to look like a star. It's not going to shine very bright, if that makes sense, okay? You need that wire to make sure that you can move it in a way that it actually looks like a star, okay? The pattern itself, yes, makes it look like a star, but the wire makes it pop, if that makes sense, okay? The same is true for number 7. If you want it to look like a heart, like a perfect pretty heart, then use a wire at the very last row. It just makes it pop, okay? Really, really cool. Tina just got it too. Let's go. This is confetti for all of you guys who already got the ebook. Woohoo! I'm so happy for you. All right, I think there was a question here. Let's see. Carol says the ebook is fabulous. I can't wait to get started. Now I have to decide which one to do first. I feel that's the hardest part of it. I feel ya. Michelle says large fonts are very helpful. I agree. And Sonia says, as you were saying about the veggies, I was thinking, oh, all for my tomatoes. I collect them every day. Wow, do you have that many tomatoes? I wished I had that many tomatoes. Oh my gosh, I would love it. We have 2 tomato plants, but they're not quite ready yet on the tomatoes. But oh my gosh, I would love to have tomatoes every single day from our yard. Oh, that would be cool. I would be in heaven. Happy for you, but go use that basket for it, for sure. Maybe even for eggs. If you're collecting eggs, this would be also good at egg basket. Just saying. Okay, let's talk about number 6, which is so cool. I think is perfect for a baby's room or children's room to collect all their, stuffed animals and things. I mean, it's a jellyfish basket. I mean, come on, it's so cute, right? It has braids on the front. It makes it a little bit more like pop, right? I mean, if you just crochet the whole thing, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's a jellyfish basket. But oh my gosh, it has braids to it. I mean, come on, it just makes it like, wow. It takes it from yay to wow, if that makes sense, right? At least it does for me. At least in my head it does. All right, we got someone else who got it. Rebecca, you got it last night. Woohoo! I am so happy for you. All right, Maureen says, making the star for cat bed with my baby Bengal. Oh my gosh, she's gonna love it. Or he. No, yeah, she. I said it right. She's gonna love it for sure. I hope it's big enough. You may have to make it a hint bigger depending on how big your cat is. This may have to be a bit bigger if it's for a cat. It's a big basket, but now thinking how big it is versus my cat, I would say you need it a hint bigger. So if you're making it for a cat, make it bigger. Keep going on the pattern. Anyways, number 8 also uses wire. It's not needed for the basket. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not needed for the look of it. It is used though in order to make sure your yarn doesn't stretch too much. Like, the shape stays pretty as you're putting things in, if that makes sense. Plus, the wire also goes around the hanger. So the weight of everything you put inside is actually holding tight on the wire, or the wire is holding tight on the weight better. So it makes it a little bit easier to put a lot of stuff in there if you want, right? So this is like the teardrop basket. So pretty. Love it. This is the Alpine basket, which I have to say is pretty cool. If you look closely, do me a favor and try to look closely. Do you see that cool illusion happening? Like, do you see the illusion happening? Okay, and it's because of the way the Alpine stitch is made with the front post double crochet stitches. On the right side of the basket, you're going to see it more rounded, right? And on the left side where the light is hitting it, you're going to see it more straight. And that's because the basket is rounded and the light is hitting the stitches in different angles, okay? And therefore, it looks different on the right than it does on the left, which I think is super cool. And I never really saw that before on the Alpine stitch. But it does make it happen. And if you like that cool effect, then definitely try this basket. It doesn't have any plastic lining inside, by the way, or plastic canvas. It stands on its own. You could add it, though, if you want even more stability, but it does stand on its own without anything. And then we have number 10, which uses a waffle stitch. It's actually made as a granny square turned into a hanging basket. I personally, every time I see this reminds me of Germany. For those in Europe, okay, if anyone is here in Europe, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you probably know that when you go, especially in Germany, I know in Germany that's what we do. We have these giant shoes, okay, like a giant shoe that holds house shoes. So you then give to your guests. This reminds me of those little hanging things. Again, it could be a shoe. Most of them look like a shoe, like a gigantic shoe, literally. And you put the house shoes inside. So this reminds me of this, setup where you can put your house shoes inside. I don't know. It's just me, maybe. I don't know. But I love this one. It's really, really fun. Okay, let's see. Susan says, any of Nikki's ebooks are worth the money. They're all awesome. Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate you so much. And Angel agrees with her. Thank you so much. I am so, so happy. I'm so glad you guys all love it so much. I really, really make sure that my ebooks are not only have high quality content in terms of the pattern itself or the tutorials included, but you also have that user friendliness, the functionality of it. I mean, there is so much to go with on these ebooks. I feel like if you ever get another ebook, you may appreciate these types of ebooks even more. Do me a favor, try it. I'm sure there are some. I think Kindle Unlimited has a bunch of them for free that you can check out, like crochet ebooks. I'm not saying that they're all made from the designers. I want to point that out. There's a lot of ones out there. They're copying our patterns. Okay, be careful on those. But anyways, if you find a legit one, you may realize it doesn't have any videos. It doesn't have the clickable buttons. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm appreciating Nikki's books a little bit more. Just a hint more. Maybe just a hint. Anyways, okay, so we have the number 11. Number 11 is a fruit hammock. Feel free to use it for something else. Let's see. Letitia's saying, what's the coupon code? Girl, it's right there. Do you see it? Right there. It says baskets 20. Like right there. Do you see my finger pointing? It's moving up there. Do you see it in that yellow frame up there? It's right there, girl. All right. So Don says, you're the best. You're the best too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go to, let's talk about number 11. So number 11 you can use as a fruit hammock. You can use it for, stuffed animals, whatever you want to use it for. I mean, this is a fun basket. Excuse me. Well, it's a basket, but it's a hammock kind of, right? It's really, really fun. It uses a very elegant stitch. So I don't know if I would use it for stuffed animals unless you want something elegant in a children's room. But hey, you could use it for your own yarn room if you have one and put some yarn in it. I'm just saying, if you want some elegant to hold your yarn and just hang it in the corner, I don't know. It would be pretty. Anyways, we have number 12, which uses a cotton yarn actually. It looks like t-shirt yarn, but it's actually like a cotton yarn. I don't think it's the most affordable cotton yarn, so you could swap it with t-shirt yarn if you find that more affordable. Either way, it'll stand up nicely. With the cotton yarn, of course, it makes it a little bit heavier, so keep that in mind, but it's very functional. Love that basket. Number 13 is a really cool one. It uses the extended single crochet, by the way, in case you're curious, and the flowers have little buttons in the middle, which is super cool. Number 14 also uses linked crochet, just like we did earlier, and it's an oval basket. How cool is that? It's double layered, so you could add plastic canvas on the inside if you want even more stability, but it does stand up on its own. You don't have any problems with that. Number 15, we did today. You've seen it. And number 16 is also a hanging plant basket. Really, really fun. This one uses entrelac crochet, and it comes with a video tutorial for entrelac crochet. So if you ever tried that, or if you ever attempted to try it, you should try this basket, which is really, really fun to do. We also have a few more that I call, plant baskets, but you're not required to use these as that, right? You can use as regular baskets and do something else with it. So number 17 uses mosaic crochet, number 20 uses the arrow stitch, and then 18 and 19 both have removable inserts. They're really, really cool. So number 18 actually uses cotton yarn that was hardened with glue, like school glue, and like hardened overnight, so that way the shape looks really like a square. Okay, it does come with a video tutorial, and I even talk about in the video tutorial how to do the hardening process. We have number 19, which has that removable insert, and really cool. It does have plastic canvas on the inside, but you don't have to use this technically. I use this basket all the time for my yarn and for my projects, so it's really, really fun. Let's see. Callie says, you will not find anyone more enthusiastic about crochet than Nikki. Thank you. You guys are the ones making me happy. So I'm just showing off my personality like a mirror, right? You bring me happiness, I'll reflect it right back at you. Stacy says, I love your patterns. They're readable and I have the boxes to check them off. Yes, in TCC they do. Here they don't have any boxes to check off, but in TCC they do. I love the organization. Makes it much easier to start crocheting right away. I appreciate you so much. Yes, in TCC we do have that. In the ebooks we don't have check off boxes. Maybe down the road I will do that. That might be some option. But the problem on check off boxes on digital files is you can't really use the check off boxes the way you want to. So it makes it a little bit harder, which is why I haven't done it. Obviously they would be functional for yourself when you print it out, but again, I haven't really figured out how to make it in a way where you can just remove them easily and stuff. But anyways, there's many options. Michelle loves my energy. Thank you. And Letitia just got the ebook. Woohoo! I am so happy for you. All right, let's go to the next set. So we have 20 that we just talked about. Let's go to the next 20 of them. And I do want to point out that the value of each pattern is listed if you would purchase them individually. However, 17 of these patterns are not even available anywhere. So they're only available in the ebook, and there's 40 in the ebook. And with the coupon code, it's less than $20. So you can see you're getting pretty much 40 for the same price of 4. So want to point that out real quick, okay, with the coupon code, of course. We have number 21, which uses linked crochet, which is a really fun pattern. It takes a little bit longer because it's linked crochet, but it's worth it. Number 22, I believe that is the only one that it doesn't come with a video tutorial, if my memory is correct. But it uses just single crochet stitches. Literally, the entire thing is single crochet stitches. And it's a 2-in-1. You can take out the bag out of the basket, and I'll show you pictures of that shortly in the ebook. We have number 23, which is also a very special one. It's a gnome. You're like, why is there a gnome in the basket ebook? Because it's a basket as a body, and you can reverse it, and it's kind of hidden, right? Because it's a gnome. You can take the hat off, or the face with the arm and all that shenanigans attached, right? And you can hide something on the inside, like candy, your hooks, or whatever you want to put in there. And you can also reverse the body however you want it to be. We have number 24, which uses the Turkish star stitch. It's a really cool stitch. It is actually a stitch, I'm going to tell you a little backstory on that I found from a Turkish crocheter. Literally, the video was all in Turkish, okay, and she called it a star stitch. Now in English we already had a star stitch, so I named it the Turkish star stitch because I couldn't find it anywhere else in the English language. I know that some of the crocheters are now finding it under a different name because some designer had another idea for the name and named it differently, but I found it, and I just, because the Turkish lady called it a star stitch, I just called it a Turkish star stitch, just so we have a different variety of a star stitch, if that makes sense. So I named the stitch. If you ever wanted to know. Okay, as I said, it has multiple different names though. We have some bowl cozies in here. We have 25, 27, 30, and then we have more on the other slide, which I'll show later. We have this one for a small bowl, for a large bowl. This is the same size as 25, but it comes with a pocket and with some handles that are like, you know, circular, like little rings, so you can hold tight onto those as well, instead of having corners, if that makes sense. We have 26, which also has a removable insert that you can also use separately, okay? It doesn't like collapse or anything. It has a bottom, and I'll show you that later as well, which is really, really cool. 28 and 29 both use t-shirt yarn. Obviously 28 can also be a baggie that you can also use for your fruits, vegetables, or even your eggs, right? If you're collecting some eggs. Oh, I wish I had some chickens where I can collect some eggs. That would be fun. Anyway, I know they're messy and all that stuff. It's a lot of work. I get it, but it's a cool experience. Anyways, so you can have that totally for, you know, your gardening because it uses t-shirt yarn. Definitely a great experience. All right. Maxine says, your mystery crochet alongs are the best. I tried someone else's and it was terrible. No videos. You're the best. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always add video tutorials in my mystery crochet alongs. I try to do at least 3 video tutorials for the 3 parts available, even if the parts are very easy, but at least I guide you through it. So no matter which level you are in crochet, you'll be able to do it. All right. Angel's saying, I'm having a very low energy for crocheting. When I'm having low energy day for crocheting, I just pull up some of your videos and getting me up and gets going. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy that my videos keep you going or get you going and motivate you and make you, keep going in your crochet journey. I am so happy. That just made my day. Thank you, Angel, for letting me know. That's really sweet. I sure hope you have a smile on your face the entire time while I'm talking. Just saying, I mean, might as well smile. And if you're not smiling right now, then at least smile later when you look in the mirror. Because believe it or not, if you look in the mirror, okay, I know, little side story, but I want to make sure you're happy, okay? Because while we're crocheting, we can have other things in our mind, right? But I need you to once a day look in the mirror for at least a minute and smile and find something that you find beautiful, okay? As you go and do this every single day, you realize that you actually are extremely beautiful and not what we tell ourselves sometimes. Every single one of you is beautiful. And I want you to tell yourself that. Look in the mirror and do that, okay? Find something that you find beautiful in yourself. You're going to realize that after a few days, there's a big list of things that you love about yourself. Anyways, let's talk about other things we love. Crochet baskets. All right, we have some more bowl cozies here. Number 31 and 38 are both bowl cozies, but technically, because of the shape the way are in, you don't have to use them as bowl cozies. You can just use them, put your jewelry in or something like that. 32, I added a note into the pattern. I would recommend using rewind yarn for this to make it more sturdy. Love that one. It's a woven cable stitch. Really, really fun. Again, comes with a video tutorial. 33 and 39 are both for your ice cream pint. Number 39 actually has a spoon holder in case you get some brain freeze. And 33 uses velvet yarn. So if you like the feel, the look, or have the look and the feel of velvet yarn, then that one is for you. Both of them have handles, by the way, so you don't have to cramp up your fingers, right? So 34 is the one I was talking about. This is the only basket that collapses, but on purpose, because it's a surprise pop-up gift box. I'll show you that later. So technically it's a basket, but when you open it up, it collapses down and to show off the surprise, like a big wow. If you've ever seen the ones with the butterflies coming out, the fake ones, right? Then you will see that this is the crochet version of it, and it's reversible too. We have 35, which is technically one pattern, but in 3 different sizes. So if you want to call it 3 patterns, that's fine. But it's one pattern in 3 sizes. And then we have 36, which is a mug cozy. 37 is a bunny that either has the ears flopping down, or you put it up and you connect the ends of the ears together to make it, like with a button, to make it into a handle. Really, really fun. And 40 is reversible, double layered, or can be triple layered. Yes, triple layered. So you can add an extra layer to it. I'll show you all that in a second, okay? Dawn says velvet yarn is so rich looking. It does. It does. And it definitely feels amazing when you are using it while you're, eating something cold. So yes, Chrissy says she avoids mirrors. Please don't avoid mirrors. Look at them and tell yourself how beautiful you are, please. Because once you do this a lot, you're going to, be fine. I mean, maybe don't do it after watching a horror movie, but otherwise, please look in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful, please. All right. I do want to show you the inside of it. Okay. So let me show you. I don't know how bright this is. I may have to make it a little darker. Okay. So let me show you how this ebook looks like. So this is the printed version. Okay. So I printed this out, and you can print it out yourself. Why does it look funky on camera? It looks more red on camera. I don't know. It's white. But anyways, so I printed it out, and there is a tutorial that comes with it in terms of the spiral. So if you want to make your own spiral, it's very affordable to do that. I use the same machine over and over again, and I think it's really worth it to make all your, ebooks into spirals. And if you have a good printer, which again, it's all linked, which ones I'm using. I haven't switched out my ink in over a year since I bought the printer, and I print all my ebooks. That's a lot of printing, right? So if you print a lot, you probably are fine for even a year, probably, I assume. For me, it's at least. Anyways, so we have all of these patterns in here, and this is the table of content that is clickable on a digital file, right? And if you don't know what each of these names refer to, you just look on the other side that has the numbers referring to all the things within the chapter 2, okay? So you know what you're looking at. So let me show you some of these baskets. So this is one of the baskets I was referring to earlier, where I say it's a 2-in-1. So you can take out the basket out of the bag out of the basket if you wish, or you leave it on the inside. side, either way. Okay, it's really cool. It uses pretty much just single crochet stitches. As far as I remember, it's all single, and it's really, really fun to do. And then you can, you know, change it up however you like. Okay, let me show you some of the other patterns in here that have some really cool functionality, like this one right here. This is the one where I said it's double or triple layered. So double, that is reversible. As you can see, this is the same basket, just reversed. Or you can add a third layer to it. So and then you can put that layer on the inside if you wish, or you can take it out if you have something on the inside you're trying to make sure it doesn't, you know, your kids or your animals don't get into it. You can just put it up, and then you can tie it up with a drawstring, and then you have your third layer. So you can make a double layer reversible, or you make a triple layer reversible, which is kind of cool. So I don't think I've ever seen another basket like this, and it comes with pockets too, which is cool. Here's the other one that I was talking about, where you can take the insert out, and it has a bottom to it, right? So you have the insert you can take out, and you can use it functionality wise for your hooks, your notions, etc. Then we have, let me show you the other ones I was trying to show you, which was the gnome. Here's the gnome. This is the basket I was referring to. It is reversible. It uses mosaic crochet, so it's reversible. So you can use it as a basket. Let me show you. This picture right here shows it to you, that you can take off the top, and then you can use the basket separately. And then you can put the hat back on. It also comes with a little extra bonus baggie, I guess, because, you know, this Santa is supposed to represent, this gnome is representing Santa. Okay. Then we have, let's see, what was the other one I wanted to show you? Or this is the bunny one, right? You can use it either way. There was one more I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, this one. So this one is a like a little X or cross, or however you want to say it, and you can put it together. It's reversible, as I said. It's either the green on the outside or the red. Well, the colors, whatever you're picking. That's the colors I'm picking, right? Or picked. It has plastic canvas inside to make sure it's nice and stable, right? And then when you put it up, you can then put the lid on, and then you use the white pieces, which I used as the ribbon, right? And you tuck it underneath. There's like a little loop right here, and then you tuck it through, so that way when they pull it out, it just falls down after they take the lid off, and it collapses and shows off whatever's on the inside. So it could be great for like a ring box or something like that. I don't know, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and it's great as a gift for sure. Let's see, was there another one I wanted to show you? No, I think this is all of them I wanted to show you, but I do want to point out is a digital file, as you can see right here on my iPad. Okay, and you can always tap the main menu button up there, and it takes you back over to the table of content, right? So it is clickable. So even if I click, let's say over here, it jumps you to the rainbow basket, and then you can tap back in the main menu button, and then you jump back over there. And anything that you saw that was green or blue or purple is clickable, as well as the table of content. So you have all of that within one file, and it's 102 pages. So let me show you. So as I said, it's clickable, so you can jump things around. So it's like a learning program, right? But it is a big file, 102 pages, more than 50 video tutorials, 40 written patterns, all baskets or some kind of shape or form of a basket, something that is storage, right? Ad-free and printer friendly, and so many different varieties of baskets that you really have something for any size, any type of room that you're using a basket for any occasion. If you want to gift it to someone, donate it, or as I said, use it for yourself. So many options right there. What do you guys think? Are you going to get the ebook? It is on sale only until tonight, so this is your chance. I'm going to pop the link into the comments here one more time. That way you have it available to you if you want to grab it. You can also type it up if you wish, or scan it right here. Go grab your own ebook. It has all these baskets in there. Oh my gosh, I am so happy with this basket ebook, because you guys have been asking for this for so long, and I finally made it happen. So let me show you a couple of reviews from previous ebooks that I have gotten. This one is some of them that I have gotten of other ebooks, so it's the same idea. So let me read Teresa's down here. This ebook is set up so clearly and is extremely user-friendly. That's the functionality I'm talking about, right? The patterns read clear and instructions are easy to understand. I appreciate the links to purchase the items needed for each pattern pattern so we know exactly what was used. Yes, that's what I was talking about. The material list is clickable, so you know exactly what I used, and you can just jump and click and then grab it for yourself if you want to do it exactly the same way I did, okay? I too have an obsession with yarn and crochet, so thank you for this book. Yes, you're welcome. I'm so happy. All right, so how about we do some prizes now? It is time for some prize giveaways. Woohoo! Let's do some prizes. Okay, so let's go through the prices first because you got to know what you have a chance to win, right? We have our little spinny wheel right here that tells you exactly what you have a chance to win. Free ebook, $10, $15, or $20 off an ebook that's currently not on sale. $10, $20, or $30 off a Ravelry purchase. So anything you add to the cart, one-time purchase. 10 or 5 PDF patterns of your choice. And we also have a yarn box. Now these yarn boxes look different every single time, so it's kind of like a mystery box because you don't know what you're going to get. So let me show you. Ooh, my AI zoomed in nicely for this one. Okay, so let me show you what's on the inside. Again, these are different every single time. Okay, I gotta make it brighter again. So we have different types of drawstring bags. I usually only send these boxes out for those who join the Crochet Club as a new annual member. So usually that's only 5 times a year during a special promotion. Then I send these boxes out and I have a limited amount available, okay? So just remember that. So in the last promotion when we did this, we got some stuff from Twice Your Cheap that was added into the boxes, which was really cool. So we have a gauge swatch or a quick gauge. We have some kitty cat stitch markers and this little tin, empty of course, so you can add your stitch markers into it. It came with a coupon code as well, and of course some business cards. We have some stitch markers, we have stickers and a tapestry needle, and we also have a measuring tape. Yes, it's a custom one. I love this one. That's a keychain as well. And then it would be an option, one of these two. It's either this clip with a magnet on the back, or it comes with a pop socket that you put on the back of your phone, so that way you can hold your phone properly, take pictures, etc. And you can also put it in an angle so you can watch your movies and stuff. And it comes with some mystery yarn, 1, 2, or 3 different skeins of yarn. You never know what you're going to get. It'll be a surprise. And I try to have now new sponsors every single time we do these promotions, so the boxes always look different, so you never know what you're going to get. Okay, it's gonna be fun. And our next promotion is coming up very soon, so if you want to join us as a new annual member, remember this. Okay, so those are all the prizes you have a chance to win. By the way, the boxes are only for the US, so if you land on it and you're not in the US, then you're going to get a free ebook instead. Okay, are you guys ready now for the quiz questions? You have to answer very quickly, so that way I have a chance to pick potentially you as a random winner. Okay, here's question number 1. What did you learn at the beginning of this video? What did we crochet? I feel like something fell down here. Maybe not. Anyways, I heard something. What did you learn at the beginning of the video? What did we crochet? If you were a little late, you might want to look at the title of the video or the description of the video, depending on where you are. If you're on Facebook, it might be different from, YouTube. But anyways, you might want to check somewhere. What did we crochet at the beginning of the video? Go typey, typey, typey. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water because there's a time delay and you have to type something up. So that way my throat is not so dry by talking so much with you all, which I love, but my throat doesn't love it. Anyways, did you guys typey, typey, typey? All right, I see some of you guys already putting it in. Bloop. Okay, type it up really quickly so that way I can find my winner. Here we go. I'm going to remove the question in the meantime, and hopefully you had enough time to type it up. I'm going to look into the comment section without looking into my eyes. My mouse is doing that. So here we go. I'm going to scroll up and down and I'm going to find my winner. Here we go. I'm going to stop. How about we're going to stop right here. We have Angel Bauer, plant basket. Yes, that's what we did. We made a plant basket. So here's my kitty cat. Woohoo! All right, and let's see what Angel won. Angel 1, according to the spinning wheel, it is a $30 Ravi coupon code. Woohoo! Congratulations, Angel. All right, let's go to the next question. This is question number 2. Question number 2. Are you guys ready? Question number 2. You gotta be fast here. Come on, your fingers are warm. You typed up a lot. Let's go. All right. How many patterns are in the basket ebook? Let's do some easy questions. Shall we do that? Easy questions are always good because that way you know the answer. Am I right? How many patterns are in the basket ebook? I know you know this answer. I'm going to take another sip of water. So, my throat is not getting so dry. All right, in the meantime, go typey. How many patterns are in the basket ebook? I'm seeing some of the answers flying in. There's always a time delay, so I always have to wait a second here. All right, did you guys type it up yet? It should be faster. It's only really 2 numbers you're clicking the buttons on, and then you press enter and you send it out into the world. All right, looks like most of you guys got it. So let me find my winner. Let me close my eyes and let's scroll up and down. Scroll, and I'm gonna stop right. How about here? We have Dawn Ticket. I'm just gonna go with Dawn. All right, congratulations, Dawn. All right, let's see what Dawn won. Here we go. Dawn won, according to this spinny wheel, looks like 5 PDF patterns of your choice. Congratulations. That's a good prize because you have a wide variety of patterns you can pick from. All right, now we didn't reach 100, but it is the last day, so let's do one more question. And Sandra, thank you for reminding everyone. Remember, only post one time, okay? So, which means answer 1 time per question. If you just won recently, please don't answer again until it's like a month ago kind of thing when you won. So that way everyone has a chance. All right, question number 3. Last question for today. Last question. How many videos are in the basket ebook? Come on, you know this one. This is a hint harder than the one that you just did, but it should be still easy going. Am I right? Can you answer this question? How many videos are in the basket ebook? I know you know this one. You know this one. All right, let's find our last winner, and then we talk about the ebook as a little summary one more time. This is your last chance. Last chance to win during the basket ebook. All right, this is also your last chance to get the basket ebook with the sale. Today is literally July 23rd. Now, the ebook is not going anywhere. I do want to point that out. And the ebook on its own is still 90% off, even without the coupon code. Let's be clear on that. So regardless, you're saving a lot of money just getting the ebook without, having to get every single pattern separately. So definitely a deal regardless. But this coupon code for the special promotion, because it's brand new, expires tonight. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, let's remove the question and let's find our winner. Here we go. I'm gonna cover my eyes and let's scroll up and down and let's find our winner. I'm gonna stop. How about we're gonna stop right here. We have Laura Stone. 50 plus is the correct answer. Yes. All right, Laura. Let's see what you won, Laura. Okay, spinning wheel will decide for Laura and for me. The spinning wheel says you are winning. Looks like also 5 PDF patterns of your choice. Yay! Congratulations to all the winners. All right, let me show you my email address first, just a second. Don't take off yet. Don't take off. It's not over yet. Okay, it's either Nicole or support, either way, at nikkishomemadecrafts.com. There's 2 S's right here. Nikki's, okay, and homemadecrafts.com. Don't forget those S's. Sometimes you guys forget those S's. Do you know how I know that? Because you guys didn't realize it, and then you fast forward and you forward the email with the wrong email address to me. So I see it. So the S's are there. Please don't forget the S's, okay? Then, if you're a winner, please put in the subject line, winner of the price that you won and the date. So that way I can confirm that you truly are the winner and you can get your price, okay? So make sure winner of the price and the date. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can always email me. So just email me regardless, okay? Beverly's like, videos, all that and Nikki are in. Yay! All right, let me remind you really quickly, since she's speaking about videos, this ebook's coming with videos, okay? So if you need help in terms of video tutorials, this ebook is for you. If you love baskets, organization, or at least you want to be more organized, we all do, right? Then make some baskets for yourself, organize yourself, right? And the video tutorials will guide you through it if there's anything that might be challenging in the pattern. So you also have large font, many pictures, clickable video material list, as well as a table of content and the main menu button. So you have a lot in this ebook. These are all the patterns you get in this ebook. Like, that's a lot. 40 different basket patterns. That's a lot of patterns. I'm just saying, okay? So if you love all of these baskets, let me say this. If you love at least 5 patterns in this collection, then getting the ebook is well worth it, okay? Because as I said, every single pattern is a value of $5 at least if you buy it separately, if available. 17 of them are not currently as of making this video, okay? So all the other ones you may be able to get as a PDF, but again, then you would have to buy them all separately. So might as well get it all together in one and you don't have to worry about it. And it comes with video tutorials. It feels like a learning program. It's really a win-win overall. So if you want to get this basket ebook, get it by tonight. Don't be like Cinderella and miss it and lose your shoe, or in this case, lose the opportunity to get this ebook on sale. So make sure you grab it. 40 patterns, all ad-free, printer-friendly, 50 plus video tutorials, 102 pages that you can use digitally as like a learning program if you like it that way, with clickable buttons. As I said, table of content, material list, videos, main menu button, all clickable, or you can print it out if you wish. Comes with a lot of unique baskets, different sizes, multi-purpose, 2-in-1, removable dividers, hidden pockets, all kinds of things. It's literally a win-win. So if you love baskets, go grab yourself this ebook before the day ends. Again, don't be Cinderella and miss out on it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys the next time, and be sure to check your emails. There will be soon a new announcement of something really fun. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.